Crimson Garuda is not only the return of one of the most important Beyblades of all time, it's also the very first mode-changing Bey in the entire X generation. In this video, we're going to be unboxing the new BX38 Crimson Garuda booster, which is kind of underappreciated compared to Samurai and Night Mail that released at the same time. But does that mean it's bad? But hit that like button and hit subscribe to join the Nook Nation. We're trying to hit 350,000 subscribers. And now let's talk about this Crimson Garuda booster. Looking at the box first, because this is a booster, there really isn't that much going on. And it's also a BX release instead of UX. And it's looking like this is the final BX release we may ever see. And looking at the back of the box, you can see all of the different parts that are included in the booster, as well as the portrait of the user of Garuda, who is named Garuda? I'm trying. I hope I didn't butcher that too bad. Definitely kind of surprising. It's this little girl character with different colored hair, and because Garuda is a Dranzer remake, which we'll talk about later, I think more people were expecting someone like Kai from the original series, but that could not be further from the truth. If any of you guys want to get Crimson Garuda or the latest X releases, make sure to go and check out sponsor the channel Mall of Toys. They have all of these bays up for sale right now, and they have an entire catalog of other X releases. So go and check them out, link in the description down below, and make sure to use code ilinnuc to get 5% off of your purchase. But now let's dive straight into the box, and the first piece we're going to look at is the new bit, which is called TP, but that doesn't mean toilet paper, it means TransPoint. And this is where the mode change gimmick actually comes from. If you take a closer look at the TP bit, you can immediately see some pretty major differences. First would be this interesting T shape, and what that does is enable this sort of height change gimmick. So how it works is if you slot this bit into your Beyblade's Ratchet in a certain angle, it's going to be the low mode. But then if it twists just a little bit, the notches kind of push the bit outwards, making the Bey a little bit taller. And it's kind of similar to the bound spike bit, which had a sort of gimmick, but it wasn't some crazy mechanism. It's just the design of the bit being more unique. Now, there are some potential negatives when it comes to TP. One of them would be the fact that this mode height change is not manual. It kind of happens throughout the battle, just depending on how much the bit spins and rotates, so you don't really have a lot of control, at least not at the end of the battle. And something else that's kind of interesting is that even though it's called TransPoint, the tip isn't an exact copy of point. It's a little bit smaller, the protrusion is a little bit different as well, so that is going to change up performance just a little bit at least. Now let's move on to easily the least exciting part of the entire Bey, which is the 470 Ratchet. And this piece is so irrelevant to me that I kind of thought this was the first time we've seen 470. I completely forgot that the Tyranno Beat random booster was actually the first time we got 470, so I don't care about this piece at all. The red color is nice, I guess, but I mean, I never use four-sided ratchets. They're just kind of burst prone. But now let's move on to the most important part of the entire release with the Crimson Garuda blade. And I can't tell if I have a lot to say or not much at all. Let's look at the design first. Looking at Garuda, it's going to be very similar to Beys like Black Shell and Vice Tiger, not just because they're Bakuten-inspired Beys, but because they have this sort of utility look to them. I don't know how to describe it, but they kind of remind me of like a pocket knife or something. I hope one of you guys out there watching understands what I'm trying to say, but it has this sort of design language to it that I think looks really good, but that doesn't really translate to performance. Takara Tomy lists Crimson Garuda as a balance type, but I would say it's a little bit more aggressively shaped than that. It definitely has an oblong or a diamond shape, which is going to be a little bit better for attack versus your Vice Tigers, which are definitely more round. And a huge element of CrimsonGaruda's design is the gear chip. Now this is supposed to be a remix or a remake of Dranzer from Bakuten's shoot, although they chose the name Garuda, which is a completely different mythical beast, so kind of an odd choice. And something about this multicolored bird design, combined with the fact that it has a white backdrop, just isn't really doing it for me. I kind of expected it to be a little bit cooler looking, especially because it is a Dranzer after all. And whenever you put the entire combo together, it looks alright. It's just a bunch of different shades of red, and it looks okay. But whenever you compare it to other current X releases like Samurai Saber, Silver Wolf, and Nightmail, it feels like this was supposed to release several months ago. And I've said this plenty of times before, but CrimsonGaruda just really reminds me of Vice Tiger in its ideas, its design philosophy, and in weight. My CrimsonGaruda blade weighs around 35 grams, which is just a smidge heavier than Vice Tiger, but it's going to be a lot lighter than some of the most competitive X bays out there. But now let's move on to the test battles to see if CrimsonGaruda with its TP mode change bit is good, or if it's just kind of skippable. Let it... Oh! Oh! A one-strike self-burst. Oh, against Black Shell. Another extreme dash. Nothing. Oh! Man, Black Shell is owning right now. Let it... Okay, extreme dash there. Nothing too insane. Oh! Huge impact. Black Shell seems to absorb that pretty well. Another loss. Also, guys, if you want to be able to launch 2 bays at the same time, go and check out the launcher link by Noozle 3D. They have a bunch of other accessories as well. Link in the description down below. Are you kidding me? Vice Tiger. Oh! Vice Tiger. Oh! No! We had Vice Tiger versus Garuda, Dranzer versus Trigger, and Dranzer loses that one. Okay, a little bit more of an angle launch there. Oh! It's gone! A little bit more of an angle launch there. Oh! It's gone! Where did it go? Vice Tiger was sent out of the stadium and almost hit the camera, but we're safe. We're okay. Good strikes there. Oh, and another... That counts as a burst for Garuda. Yikes, man. It is taking massive L's right now. Now I'm going to try and swap the 470 Ratchet for 960 instead. Makes it a little bit lower and much more burst resistant. So let's see if it's any better. Oh, good strikes on Black Shell here. Oh, nice combo there. From Garuda, an extreme finish. Okay, all right. First battle with 960 was an improvement. Let's try it again. Oh, what? It just gained speed from nowhere, flung itself out of the stadium. Okay, was that the TransPoint bit? I don't know. Oh, huge contact. Whoa. Looks like Vice Tiger kept a lot of stamina there. It's not looking good for Garuda. It's gonna be close. I think that was a tie. We're gonna end it off on a tie. So what did you guys think of the battles? Overall, Crimson Garuda in its stock combo just wasn't that impressive. The 4-sided Ratchet is definitely a major weak spot, and as soon as I swapped it to like 960, the performance was a lot better. The TP bit is interesting, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing some good combos that could maybe use it. But we did see some really odd spin patterns and random speed accelerations, and I just feel like it doesn't interact with the extreme line that well, but it's just weird. I would put Crimson Garuda on the same playing field as Vice Tiger, which was also a booster. It also had some parts with it that weren't amazing, and it's definitely a lot of fun to battle with, but you're probably not going to be using it in your competitive deck. But that is going to wrap up this video, guys. If you liked it, hit the like button down below. Hit subscribe if you loved the video. Once again, we're trying to hit 350,000 subs. And let me know what you guys think of Crimson Garuda. Do you like the blade? Do you want to see TransPoint on some more combos out there? And if you have any combo ideas, let me know in the comments down below. But I will see you in the next one. Have fun and bay away.